All right on the dot. It's 2 p.m. Singapore time. Welcome everybody to the third webinar in the series. We are happy to host this online webinar for our members in the Asia South Pacific countries. To start off, I would like to invite the president of the Asia and South Pacific Ostomy Association, Mr. Alan Nash, to give some opening remarks. Alan, please.
Hello, everybody, and welcome along. This is a series we've started as the ASPOA in our region. There's not much happening with this, certainly across this area. I know individual associations are doing all sorts of good things, but this is an opportunity for us to try and bring people together and provide some information that's really useful and important to people along the way, and then members that participating can hopefully let others know that about these seminars and what they might be able to invite people along as well. So thanks for attending. We have a really good presenter today, Dr. Martha Lee, and she presented at our conference in Singapore, and it was a very interesting talk and was well received, and we're very appreciative of her giving her time to come along again today and talk about an issue that is always sort of in the back of people's minds, but hardly ever gets brought up front. And it's really good to have her here. And I'll allow her to introduce herself and talk a little bit about her background before she starts. So thank you very much, Martha, and carry on, please.
Yes, sorry, Martha, let me introduce you. I think I totally agree with Alan that Martha has really been helpful in sharing these topics with us. And I will not do her justice if I do not introduce her properly. So here goes. So Martha is Singapore's pioneer clinical sexologist and relationship counselor, and the founder of Eros Coaching. She has worked with individuals and couples since 2009, combining evidence-based counseling with practical sexual health education. Dr. Martha holds a doctorate in human sexuality and a master's in counseling, and is certified by the American Association of Sexuality Educators, counselors, and therapists. As a sexuality educator and notably an educator supervisor, a credential rare in Asia. She's a familiar voice in regional media and the author of several books, including Love, Sex, and Everything in Between, Orgasmic Yoga, and From Princess to Queen. Her work centers on restoring confidence, intimacy, and pleasure in relationship through open, respectful conversations and practical tools. We are delighted to have her with us. Please welcome Dr. Martha Tara Lee.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for having me. Gonna share slides. Okay, so today's session is on mental wellness and body image after ostomy surgery. So I believe a lot of you probably have had this for many years now. So this is something you live with. Hopefully this session will have different insights for you, different things to think about, to go deeper into loving yourself. So yeah, so these are all my qualifications. I have 4 degrees. So yes, I'm in private practice. So I want to say though, going to this topic, that this is your life. You live with it. So there might be some things that may be sensitive about your identity, your body, your intimate life, and it's okay if it gets too much for you. Whenever you feel overwhelmed with what I'm sharing, it's too real. Yeah, just ground yourself. So one way to ground yourself is put your feet on the ground and just breathe in 4, hold 4, and out 6. So essentially, it's just forcing your body to relax more. You could also put your hand on your belly or chest and just tell yourself that it's okay, you're here, you're safe. You can also leave if you need to take care of yourself. We are recording the session. So you can always come back to it. And I'm also happy to share the slides. No issues there. So you can come back and review this content. But anything that does come up is a sign of what can be addressed more deeply, and is an invitation to go deeper, so that having done the work with yourself by yourself, you get stronger and more resilient. So even when I was designing this, I also felt it was quite triggering even for me. So yeah, so let's go. So why is it important to talk about mental health? Because healing is not linear. It's like an onion. Things can come up again and again. So it's not a straight path. Just like my grieving my mother's death, she's been she died of breast cancer 6 years ago. But actually, from time to time, the grief will still come up in the least expected way. So for yourself, um, living with having had surgery and having a stoma bag next to you, there could be other things that is coming up that is not just related to your surgery or your body, other things like maybe lost opportunities and not putting yourself out there as much as you would have or should have or could have. So nearly 48% of people actually, they say they have anxiety. Some say they have depression. This is a good time to ask yourself whether you are going through this. It can feel like a yo-yo, like some days okay, some days not okay. Uh, and this this has happened a lot for me, especially like around my period. I do get very affected. So yes, our energy is not linear and our mental state is not linear. So when we are strong, we can get more things done, and that's great. But how do we take care of ourselves so that things can be more consistent? So your self-worth, your intimacy, your identity will often be areas of vulnerability. So it's not really about fixing yourself. It's not like it's a true path. It's about resourcing yourself, meaning like what are the things you can do to make sure you are stronger and that you have all the support that you need along in your life. So leaving a stoma doesn't end your story, it deepens it. Okay, so does this feels familiar to you? Some of this possible intersection with your body image, feeling unattractive despite reassurance, avoiding intimacy, avoiding looking at yourself or even swimming pools, feeling less masculine or less feminine or just not complete, feeling that you are less of a person. I hear that from some of my clients. Those who have breast cancer also feel that they shut down socially due to fear of stares or questions, being very self-conscious when actually maybe they are not even noticing anything. So you are not alone. It doesn't mean that you are failing. These are some common things that happens. So just being aware that what you are feeling moment by moment. So what is body image? So body image has to do with the way you think, the way you feel, the way you behave around or towards your body. So how do you feel about your body? Our body relationship is often affected by what people think is normal or clean. These are just given to us by the way we were brought up, our culture. It can be affected by medical trauma, altered anatomy, social messages, partner feedback. Even the slightest comment can sometimes really get someone to spiral because we are become very sensitive to what they say or think. So we cannot prevent other people from what they say or think, but we can certainly work with ourselves so that it doesn't trigger us the same way. So a lot of people will say, yeah, they feel less attractive So how about if we shift the way we define beauty and acceptance? Um, yeah. So what are some terms around body image? There's body love, body neutrality, body respect, body acceptance. So acceptance has to do with, okay, you're just okay with it. You accept. Then what about love? Is beyond accept. It's celebrating your body, like really cherishing your body, like a lover or like your favorite object, your favorite food. Like, do you have the same amount of love that you have for yourself, your body, versus all these other things that we love in our lives? So that's love. Body neutrality, body neutral, that is a term that I came across maybe 5 years ago. It means that you don't have to love, you also don't have to hate, you can just be neutral. And there may be certain days that you do feel that way. I don't have to love it, you just have make peace with your body. Then there's body respect, where you choose to be kind and care for and protect your body. So you may want to think about where you are in terms of these, whether you are just like uh I would say like maybe self-care, like do all the things that you need to do to take care of yourself, brush your teeth, shower, comb your hair, things like that. Um, so we are given a body, okay, I'm gonna take care of my body. Versus like I don't really have any feelings around, or versus I love my body. So these are some terms. There are many other terms that is not here. Body acceptance is not here. But essentially, you may want to come up with a goal for yourself. Where do you want it? Where do you want your goal to be with regards to your body? And then how do you want to relate with your body with less hostility? If you say things about yourself or to others, and it's actually not very nice. For instance, recently I was giving a talk and then I made a joke and say, oh yeah, I have become very fat. Um, this is what happens when you get older. Ha ha ha. But actually that was not me modeling body love or body kindness of myself. So sometimes even these little things that I say, it just comes out. It goes to show what actually is my subconscious belief and relationship with my body. And that's okay. If with awareness comes change, then I become aware that, yeah, where in the darkness of night, when no one's around, am I talking to myself in a very harsh way versus being kind and gentle with myself and choosing to reframe. So reframe is very important. And it's basically you catch yourself saying all these things that's not very kind or nice and it's not what you want. And you just break that cycle of repeating that because if it continues, it takes root. Actually, your brain doesn't know the difference between positive and negative. You get to tell yourself, your brain, what you want your brain to do. So whatever you feed your brain becomes your reality. So if you're negative, if you trash talk yourself, you say negative things about your body, it will really become a loop, which is the reason why I said when I caught myself doing it and my colleague pointed it out to me, then I was like, yeah, I thought I have a good body image, but I still have work to do. I still need to go deeper into loving myself even more. So yes, you can come up with a mantra. My body deserves care even when I'm frustrated to eat. Um, 3 years ago, until this year, actually I was very sick. I was progressively more sick. I had 2 surgeries this year. So I was really just coping. So the mantra that I gave myself was just do my best, let go of the rest. Just live one day at a time because I was really quite sick until April this year. So these are things that you want to hold on to during the toughest of times. So come up with your own mantra. So I have a lot. Do your best, let go of the rest. Life is a journey, it's not a race. I choose to love myself. Um, some other ones would be I choose to be, I release to be over responsible for others. I release to take on what is not mine. So these are some things that I do hold on to. So it becomes your mantra because you repeat it so many times to yourself that it becomes part of you. So let's talk about reframing more. So this is called cognitive behavioral therapy. So it's the way you think, cognitive, which will affect the way you behave. The way you think affects the way you feel, which will affect the way you behave. So when you have all these pretty automatic negative thoughts, it is subconscious, it's linked to the way we were brought up. And we hear this from movies and whatever social media, and then we just unconsciously pick it up and then start saying these things to ourselves. It's actually not helpful. So maybe you can track yourself and write down. There's this thing called thought diary. So what you can do is write down like maybe for 3 days, if not 1 week, then 3 days. So I actually did this before. So I write down all the things that I think of. When things happen, like my private thoughts. And after 3 days, I realized, oh no, I just keep telling myself these same things. And then this is where you can do an evidence check. Okay, for instance, I'm disgusting. So wait a minute, why am I calling myself disgusting? Did people say I'm disgusting? Would I say I'm disgusting to a friend? Would I say you're disgusting to a friend? So why am I keep telling myself I'm disgusting? How is this helpful for me? So you can reframe it like my body has adapted and survived. I have an amazing body. My body is supportive of me. My body is doing its best. I love my body. I'm full of gratitude of my body. I love my body. So you can start to choose your thoughts consciously. So you think, yeah, it's very easy to choose my thoughts. What you do is the moment you realize you fall into these automatic thoughts that doesn't serve you, you already have maybe on a piece of card, you repeat the alternative thought maybe to yourself another 10 times or 100 times. Actually, that's what I did, by the way. So that's how I became stronger and stronger. So here are more examples. I'm a burden to my partner. Okay, did my partner say that, or is this fear talking, or is this a projection? So people who care will want to help keep me safe. Another one, oh, no one will want me. Oh, for whatever reason, we go into victim. No one will want me. So is it true nobody wants me? Is it really, really true? Have I not been valued before? So then reframing it, the correct people will connect with me, not with my back. In fact, I'm not sure how many people really notice it in the first place. I can't do what I used to do. I can't do what I used to do. You can reframe it to, is it true I can't do what I used to do? Or maybe I just do it differently, or I can do it in a different way. So you can say I'm learning new ways, I'm adaptable. So okay, these are just some examples of how you can reframe. And of course, there are more things going on in your life that you think you may want to do this. For instance, when it comes to your work or your communication with your partner or your friends. Okay, so building self-worth with some practical tools. Self-worth is much more than your appearance. It is daily nourishment, how you take care of yourself. So maybe some things that can be routine that you can do every day. Like for instance, start your day naming one thing that your body did well yesterday, or something you're proud of yesterday that you did. What I like to do every morning is stretch in my bed, because you know you have been curled up in whatever position for 8 hours. So instead of like rushing through my day, I like to stretch in my bed, like just stretch, and just tell myself, okay, waking up gently, like, oh, today is going to be a good day. I have this thing to do. It's going to go well. So I start off my day talking to myself in a kind, compassionate way. You can also choose to end your day with self-acknowledgement, not critique. Don't do that, because now you're going to go into la la land. If you think negative, then imagine what it does to your quality of sleep. So I used to do that, by the way. I used to lie in bed and think about all the things that I did wrong and how I could have improved. And I noticed that I was not having good sleep. So why am I not patting myself on the back instead of criticizing myself? So you can acknowledge that you did your best, you did well, you achieved this, you helped people. So these are some things you can do. Another one you can do is write five non-body things that you value about yourself, because we are so much more than whatever it is that we think we are. For instance, I'm more than a sexologist. I'm more than a sex relationship counselor. I am a daughter, a sister, a auntie, a friend. So these are things that I tell myself that my identity is more than just my work. Reconnect to contribution, how you make other people feel. We all have value. And I'm not sure if you know the difference between self-worth and self-value. So this is a mantra. My worth is not measured by my shape, my back, or my scars. Worth. Okay. So I came up with this recently. Worth, your self-worth. And I also have issues with self-worth that I realized 3 years ago. So I started working on my self-worth. And because I realized this is one of the reasons of all the problems in my life, which is I am a people pleaser. I work so hard. I don't have clear boundaries. And so I really asked myself, actually, what do I feel that I'm not worthy to receive? Do I feel that I'm not worthy? So okay, anyway, I meditated on it and I came up with this analogy. If you understand copyright law, you will understand that, let's say a book. Copyright exists the moment the work is produced. Copyright exists the moment the work is produced. You don't actually have to apply for copyright, by the way. It's different now for apply for patent, for IP, design, protection, that's different. But copyright, the work itself, actually exists the moment it is made. So what this is saying is also the same. We don't need to do anything, be anything, prove anything to have worth. Just like copyright has worth. Why does copyright exist? To protect the work. Why do they want to protect the work? Because the work is important. So every single one of us is important. We all have worth. Even you do things, you don't do things, you do nothing with the rest of your life, you still have worth. And when something is worthy, is worth something, they don't see their worth. They may not see their worth. So because they don't know their worth, so that's why they don't ask for what they think, what they deserve. Let's say, for instance, maybe I think my time is worth $1,000 an hour, because I'm not going to get back my 1 hour anymore after spending it. But I need to peg it to a market value, right? I need to peg it to the rates that my competitors are charging. I need to price it in a way that is affordable and sustainable in terms of my income. So my self-value is $1,000 an hour, but I'm charging a lot less, not because I don't think I'm worthy, but because there are market forces at play. But my worth, my value is actually already there. So what happens with a lot of us growing up is we are not told that we are worthy. We are not told that we are important. And so there's so much more for us to realize that, just like copyright, I have value just by being existing. I don't have to strive or fight. I already have value. And because I have value, like, I actually have rights. A lot of people do not have that kind of ability to understand this, and therefore they don't fight for their rights. So this is why we have support group, and this is why we have talks and sessions, so that we understand more and more things around like law or empowerment. Okay, the next slide. When the mantras don't work and you're feeling like you are struggling, okay, all of us have bad days. It can be also bad body image days. So these are some things that you can do to protect yourself. So like an emergency kind of toolkit. Because like, oh, you have a bad body image day. So what did you do to get yourself out of the rut? So you try an error and then you realize, oh, these are the things that work. So maybe next time I can also do this and it will help me. So I have a client, he and his wife, they have very big fights, and she needs space. So what she will do is when he pisses her off, she will just up and away and just like disengage, slam the phone down and just leave him. And she is taking care of herself. She needs space. But what about how he needs to take care of himself and regulate himself? So when I asked him this, he actually wrote down all the things that he was doing that worked, didn't work. And you wouldn't realize what you tried to work, what worked, what didn't work if you actually don't spend the time to write it down. So when he did that, I said, wow, you have a pretty good list. When did you do that? Last week. Last week. So he did that last week, considering that they have been in this kind of relationship for years. So this is what I mean. If you don't write it down, it wouldn't be automatic to you what you can do when it comes to moments of emergency. So here are some suggestions. I'm not saying it will work for you, but these are some things you can think about. So when you feel you're having a bad day, bad body image day, just a horrible day, what do you do? Do you isolate? Or do you feel like it's better to text someone that you can talk to? Do you feel that you want to go under the blankets? Do you want to wear your go-to comfort outfit? I have a jacket, it's like a cardigan, that I wear whenever I travel, and it's like my safety blanket. And on days that I feel very triggered, I do wear it because it just makes me feel safe. Use grounding, just now what we explained, like you can do breathing, you can talk to yourself, you can say like, right now I'm struggling, but it won't last forever. You can tell yourself that it's okay, you're safe, I've got you. So you can have the adult you talking to the inner child inside you that is scared. You can have a post-it, um, okay, you can have sticky notes of truth. You can put it in a jar. So to soothe yourself, or I've survived what? So you can write down all the things that you've survived. So like for me, it would be helpful. I haven't done it, but it would be helpful if I had a cookie jar of all the testimonials that I got from my clients over the years. So whenever I have self-doubt about what I'm doing with my life, with my work, I can actually pull out all these testimonials. But I have those testimonials online, but actually, you know, when you're having like a moment of crisis, it's good that you can look at something tactile. So avoid toxic positivity. Toxic positivity is where everything that you are feeling, you just tell yourself, no, 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 and I need to be positive, I need to be positive, I need to push through. That's also like denying what you're feeling. Sometimes in order to be at the up, we need to be at our down. So life is not a bed of roses, and life is a journey. So during COVID, I see as winter, you know, spring, summer, fall, winter. I saw COVID as winter. So there's a time to rest. The whole world has gone into rest. And so we just need to go through this season. So I was taking care of myself, going slower, and not what some people were doing, like pushing themselves harder and like trying to like talk themselves through, like, oh no, 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 it's not winter, you know, things like that. So sometimes it's okay, you are not positive all the time, but it's important to be maybe neutral about it, or just keep your head low and just go through it. So some days, yes, peace means not fighting yourself. Take it easy, go and exercise, or sleep early. All these good habits actually do pay off. Okay, so here are some to work with your body, your relationship with your body. So our body stores a shame, fear, trauma. Every single one of us have some form of shame, trauma, fear. Every single one of us who is born. By the time we reach adulthood, we have our fair share of things that we need healing on. So here are some things to come back to your body. One is you can use a a soft brush to brush your body, or with lotion, and then you can put in the affirmation into your body. So affirmations are positive statements that you make in the present tense. You don't have to believe in them, but over time, it takes on a power of its own. So things like, I love you, or you are so beautiful, I like how soft you feel. So you can say these nice things to yourself and just appreciate yourself. Because if you don't love yourself first, then it's harder, right? For you to be comfortable with somebody else. You could do it in front of the mirror. This is my body. I live here. You could look at your whole body from top to head and examine your body, how you feel about different parts of your body. Grounded movement. So exercise actually helps release trauma from our body. So you could sway, you could shake, you could twist, you could do yoga, you could do walking. So my favorite exercise is actually walking on the treadmill. So it's just movement, the joy of being alive. So I don't really go for those kind of vigorous exercise like HIIT, the intermittent kind of explosive exercise. I feel like that's actually also a bit traumatic for your body. And also, when you have sudden expulsion of movement, what can happen sometimes is you might sprain yourself and actually cause more injury. So I believe in being gentle with my body. So anything that involves you having a relationship with your body, looking at your body, touching your body, talking to your body, moving your body, all these things can help. So if there are flashbacks, numbness that you are feeling, you can actually talk with a therapist. But actually when like too much is coming up and you don't feel good, it's a good time to slow down. So just know that when you're by yourself, just do things in gentle way. That's also my kind of philosophy. So yes, reclaiming intimacy and sexual expression. So being a sex and relationship counselor, of course, I'm very, very positive when it comes to our body, our sexuality. So know that regardless of what body you have, whether you're in a wheelchair, whether you're older, whether you have this or that ache or sprain, your body is still capable of closeness. Pleasure is pleasure. So some people don't understand pleasure. They think when I say pleasure, I mean sex. No. There's so much pleasure. The pleasure of movement, walking. That gives me pleasure. Pleasure of being alive, being able to look at beautiful things, being able to feel the sunrise, the rays on your skin, being able to enjoy your favorite food, being able to be around friends. Like all these things are pleasure. So when it comes to adaptations for intimacy, you can use high-waist lingerie, belts. You can use dim lighting. Lingerie can be a good one to make you feel comfortable. You can plan your intimacy. Now I'm talking about sex now. Plan your intimacy around your energy. So you empty your bag or you change to a smaller bag and then you make sure you're comfortable. And how you're feeling, whether you're feeling tired. Okay, so you can use certain scripts to yourself. There are things I've learned to manage with grace and then communicate this with your partner. If you're open to knowing my story, I'll share with you. Another mantra you can tell yourself is, I deserve desire and delight, not just function. I think what happens is like when to disclose to your partner if you're dating is an area. When to initiate intimacy is another thing to think about. So yes, so have more energy. Like when you're tired, of course, it's not going to have a good outcome because you are also more likely to feel vulnerable to any comments. So do what you can, let go of the rest. So you can empty your bag, you can change smaller bag, you can make yourself feel comfortable, you can wear what makes you feel comfortable, put on music, put on lighting, all these things. And then some people will be like, oh, that's too much effort. I can't be bothered, right? So all these excuses that we tell ourselves, right? It's all the little things, right? To make yourself feel good. So if you have a partner who is on in your team, your partner is on your team, meaning your partner supports you. Your partner can do these things for you because your partner knows what you like, right? So once you set it up, you can also tell them this work for me today. So now you are doing train the trainer, you are teaching them what you like. So who is to say that you have to do it every single time? Right? Because they care about you. They want to have sex with you. They want you to be willing to have sex. So then you set it up, you show them, you explain to them, you demonstrate to them. So now you're doing train the trainer. You don't have to think that you have to be the one to do all the emotional labor every single time, right? It's also about you educating your partner. So here are some things that you can say or not say. So many partners actually do want to help. They do not know how, so you have to guide them. So you can say, thank you for trust. They should say, thank you for trusting me with your vulnerability, or you can say to them, but actually even modeling, like you need to hear them say thank you to you, then ask them to say this to you. I'm sorry, but do you mind saying this to me? You can say that. So don't say, doesn't matter. Okay, that's kind of minimizing yourself and minimizing your process. Like some people are quite like dismissive. Don't do that. What helps you feel more confident? What helps you feel most confident? So both of you can ask each other this question. Practice listening and not fixing. So after listening fully and feeling heard, and then you can say, okay, what would you like to do, if at all? How can I help you, right? So reassure your partner they don't need perfect words. Presence matter more than anything else. Them willing to listen to you, support you, is a big part of intimacy. So here are some examples of what to say, how much to say. You can say, oh yeah, I have a like the stoma bag. You can say, oh yeah, this is just a medical thing. It helps me to be healthy. Thanks for understanding. So yes, I'm going through some personal things. I'm doing well. Or even like, I don't want to talk about it right now. I'd rather not discuss it. Intrusive questions, people who budge or push themselves into your life, your life. You can say, oh yeah, I'm not comfortable to talk about this here. So sometimes they ask, and then you ask them, why do you ask? Or sometimes if you want to be even more rude, why do you think you want to know? Or why do you think you need to know? Okay, so you can choose your space. Curiosity, someone is curious, it doesn't mean they're entitled. Just because they're curious about your stoma bag doesn't mean that you have to show them. This is your body. This is your medical equipment. That is something that you need. It has nothing to do with them. They are not entitled to your life and to your privacy and to your personal space, right? So choose your spaces. I remember when I was divorced, and I was divorced quite young. In my first divorce, people always kept asking me, "Oh, what happened? Tell me about your divorce." And I felt like I needed to tell people so that they know it's not my fault. But seriously, why? I'm not here to validate or prove anything to anyone. So I've learned to come up with some scripts when people were asking me to share with them my personal life and the many reasons why I got a divorce. So I came up with some scripts. So some of my scripts would be, I'm happy to share with you. I'm happy to share with you, but not now. Or I'm happy to share with you the next time we meet. Or even just saying like, I'm sorry, but I don't want to go into it today. And I sometimes also say, I appreciate your concern. I can tell you are very concerned about me. I just want you to know that I'm okay. So when I say some of these things, they just stop asking. Because all they really want to know is if they really care about you, not just kaypoh people, curious people, but they really care about you. People who care about you just need to hear that you're okay. And even if I'm not okay, I'm also okay to say I'm okay, just to shut them up, because I do not want to share with them that I'm not okay, because they have not earned my trust. Does it make sense? you are already not feeling good. Why would you want to open up to someone that you don't know very well? And I don't know what they are going to respond. And then their response may trigger me and cause me to go into a really dark place. So I only want to talk to people that have built up trust, right? So there are people that I can talk to. So then you can say things like, oh, this is what I mean. Like, you just reassure them that you're okay. So here are some scripts that you can think about, but I also shared with you some of mine. Hope it's helpful. So there is an intersection with body shame, body image. There's cultural norms of modesty, perfection, saving face. It doesn't help with all the social media posts. We are in a different era now where you see younger people being very okay with showing their whole body on social media. You can call it body confidence, but it's not for me to judge, but this is how they want to be. And then, of course, like, I'm older, and then I'm like, "Ah, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I don't want to put my whole body out there." So it's not about judgment, but society gives us this kind of perception that all of us must be putting all of us out there, all of us out there. We don't have to, right? Age and shifting appearance expectations. So this is happening to me as I get older. I do envy the younger generation where they have fast fashion, where they can wear anything they want, do anything they want, and it's actually not very expensive, with some creativity to style themselves in different way because of fast fashion. I didn't have fast fashion growing up. I didn't have the internet growing up. So I do feel embarrassed. I do feel embarrassed that I don't dress as well as a lot of younger people. I don't have as big a wardrobe as some of my other people that I know. So yes, how about gender identity dysphoria and body congruence? There are people who hate being in this body that they are in. So this has to do with gender identity, where they feel that they are born in the wrong body, and they may not like the parts of certain parts of their body that they cannot do anything with, and so they just constantly just have this hate relationship with their bodies, and so that can be compounded. Disability stigma and independence myths. So a lot of misconception that I come across, like, or people who are disabled, just be happy you're alive. People with disability, they don't want to have sex, they have no sex drive or low sex drive, or people who are disabled are like scary or like weird or whatever. So that is on them, okay? That is on them. The world is changing. More and more people are speaking up with social media. There are people who are kind, curious, they don't mean harm, but then there are also those people who are downright harmful. So we need to be discerning to know which are the things that are helpful and which are the things that are not. So one of the things that I do is anything that doesn't make me feel good, I avoid and I block. So for instance, there are some social media channels, because they really want more clicks. So they will always put very triggering things on their media, like for instance, car accident, and actually show really, really gory videos and stuff. And so I report. So when there are people who write to me on social media, complete stranger, and they are just rude, I block. So in that sense, we do have a choice of like who we let into our lives and what kind of content we consume. That's actually to help maintain your state of mind. So everybody has layers, and I don't mean the layers of your clothes. I mean different layers of who a person is, and compassion needs context. Okay, so it's not true that the same thing affects everybody in the same way. It affects different people in different way. So being able to hear more before you give advice, for instance, Also, if they're not going to give you time of day, don't tell them. Like me, people asking me, complete stranger asking me, why do you get a divorce? No, I'm not going to go into that, right? Or what happened to your surgery or this or that, or what exactly do you go through? They don't deserve to know. Trust needs to be earned. So honor your unique lens of your body and yourself. You are different, and everyone is different in the first place. And there are people who are ignorant. And yes, when you have energy, yes, you can do what you can to make the world a better place. You can speak up, but it's more important that you take care of yourself every single moment. So here are some FAQs, common concerns. How long does body image healing take? Okay, there's no one, it's not a one-day process. It's an ongoing thing. It's non-linear, meaning it's not a straight line. It's deeply personal. Some people don't want to do anything about it. Some of these exercises I mentioned, like look at yourself in the mirror, talk to yourself, journal, some of the things that I shared just now. Some people just don't want to do it. And it's okay if you don't feel like doing it because you don't have the capacity to do it. But when you feel like doing it, you know what you could do if you want. So it's not like, oh, I hear this, then I feel that I can do it immediately. Sometimes it's hearing the same message from different people, different teachers. It's all valid. What if my partner is the one struggling? What if your partner is the one that cannot accept you, or like, okay, so you can share what supports looks like for you. You can be clear. You can seek couple support. You can go for couple counseling, individual counseling. You can go for that. And also it depends what your partner is struggling with. Okay, what if I never feel normal again? I don't think there's a normal. I think normal is a spectrum. So you can create a new normal that's more authentic than before. Clients who have had breast cancer saying that I feel different. And one of the things I like to say is, yes, you feel different. Sometimes different is not better or worse. It's just different. And different doesn't have to be emotional, right? It's just different. So the thing is, what is really emotional is grief of what was in the past. And we want what is in the past, but we know that the past is not coming back. So that's where the grief comes in. So yeah, maybe a mantra like different doesn't have to be good or bad. Different is just different. So what else can you do to get support? Okay, so there's the association that you're all member of that you can go to. There's global forums, support groups. You can go for therapy. You can follow Instagram of diverse voices or sex positive people. You can write, share, and speak to feel that you are giving a voice to yourself and to others. Circles of softness, spaces where no one has to be strong and just be themselves. So yeah, so here are some reflection, and I think we have some time for question and answer. So what belief about my body can I release today? Of course, when I say that, I mean like something negative that doesn't serve you. So one of them, okay, I know I'm doing a bit of TMI, too much information. One of them is for me like I'm so fat now because I'm going into perimenopause, and so there's all these hormonal changes that I'm going through. And I used to be so skinny. In fact, I've never been really skinny. I think I was only skinny maybe when I was 19. So the body that I want may not come back no matter how much I diet or exercise or sleep or do this and that. And so it's also accepting that life has seasons, right? So now my life is going into maybe autumn, and I had a good life. I had fun. Sure, I don't have the same kind of life that the younger generation has, where they have fast fashion, they can like have all this technology on their fingertips. I don't have their life, but I had a good life. So like being able to accept that the things that we want to work through is not just our body, but also other things in our life, like being born in the wrong era, like our age. Okay, so anyway, here are some things to think about. So any belief, not just body, that you can release today, that you realize, yeah, I think I haven't been happy about this topic. I need work around this. Anybody? You can type into the chat. What part of myself am I ready to reclaim? Are you thinking like, yeah, I'm not getting any younger. I wanna go out and date, or I wanna go out and have some good sex, or I want to like at least have better sex. Yeah, I can start thinking about that. Where do I still need kindness? And by that, I don't just mean your body, but also your life in general. Where do you need kindness? So yeah, mantra to close with, I'm not defined by what I lost, but by how I choose to show up. Okay, so here are some products that you can look into. I got this list from Ilya. So these are the partners that you can get products from. Like the belt or the lingerie or underwear. You can take a screenshot if you want. But don't worry, okay? Also, you can have all the slides. So yeah, so we're coming to almost the end. I know it's still quite early, but we have Q&A, okay? So just a shout out, these are my books. You can get them from Amazon. Yeah, questions you can type into the chat box. So this is my contact. Okay, any questions?
Right. Thanks, Martha, for that really informative and interesting presentation. For attendees out there who have questions, please feel free to type them in the chat. We'll address as much as we can now. But just remember, the communication lines are still open. In future, if you think of something that you want to ask, you can always get in touch with us. Just, drop us an email, and we can get back to you at no charge. So don't worry. Yeah.
Okay, anybody have anything to say or to ask me? We are on this chat, right? You can, I don't know whether you can private message me also if you are shy. You can be explicit. You can be explicit and ask me explicit questions. Yes. Like if you want like a script on how to talk to your partner who wants too much sex, or your partner who doesn't want sex, or you are the one who doesn't want sex. Okay, regardless, anything sex you can ask me. Everything I said was just like a warm up.
Yeah, you can ask the question anonymously. We will not reveal your name. We cannot see you, so it's okay. And a master will be more than happy to answer, right? And if you want to type in your own language, you can. We'll just use Google Translate to translate it. And then you have your captions on, so you will hear the answer in your own language. Yes. So maybe while waiting for the questions, I can just put Victoria on the spot and let us know what you thought about the presentation.
Thank you, Leo, and thank you, Martha. It was wonderful and great to hear that even we might all be going through different, journeys in our life, and especially with our transition to having an ostomy, that it is okay to be patient with ourselves. I think is the biggest thing that I find, is that we beat ourselves up more than what anybody else, our partners or our friends, would ever do. So yes, it is very much so a personal reflection as to how to be kind. So thank you, Martha. A lot of that did speak to me very, very closely. So I appreciate the words of encouragement, and that no matter what we're going through, whether it be from ostomy or whether it be from cancer or many of the other things that people go through, it's good to know that actually that it's a universal thing, and that just to be kind to ourselves it makes a difference. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Victoria. Yeah.
Thanks, Victoria. I do want to say that I came out with this analogy. Okay, so the analogy is, there's poison. So if you take poison, you'll become poisoned. And then you take enough poison, continue taking poison, you will die from poison. So many years ago, I came up with this analogy, like we are doing that to ourselves. We are saying all these bad things to ourselves, and it's actually a poison. And so you are thinking, I'm fine, I'm okay, but you are already poisoned. But then you continue doing it and you take more and more poison, you will die. So, and I know so many people, they are not dead, but they are dead. They are walking around dead like zombies. Yeah, like in Singapore, our CBD, the business district, they're walking around like zombies. They are depressed. And uh, so I figured out many, many years ago that I was doing this to myself, and I had to stop. I had to stop because I knew where this was going. I was a perfectionist, and I was reaching paralysis. So like after every workshop, I would criticize myself, beat myself up over it. And then more and more, I was not wanting to do workshops. And then I was actually having meltdowns. I was having panic attacks before my workshops. And I realized if I continue doing this, then my career will be over because I wouldn't be able to function. I can't continue. So yeah, you'll be poisoned and then you'll die. Die in a figurative way. So in order to change that, I told myself, okay, so I need to stop criticizing myself after every single workshop. So what I'm going to try to do is after every single workshop, I'm going to praise myself no matter how bad it goes. I'm going to praise myself. I'm worthy of praise because I showed up. I was brave. I showed up. Even just showing up was something. Even if you thought it went bad, but it was still something. And then I realized that helped a little bit. And then I started to tell myself, okay, but I still need to improve, right? So then I told myself, not the way you've been telling yourself how to improve. So I would like beat myself up over it. I would have like 10, 20 things how I could improve. And I'll say, no, you have to stop. So I only gave myself permission to just have like 1 or 2 areas to improve, just 1 or 2. And then I stopped myself from going to like 3 or 4 or 5 because that's what I did. And then over time, it started to get easier and easier. So as I had more experience and more confidence, then it became more and more joyful because it became easy. But it is true. It's true what you said. Thank you very much, like for saying something, right? Others, all of us are just staring at each other. But yes, we need to be kind to ourselves, regardless. All of us have trauma, and we may not have the parents that we deserve, but we certainly had the parents or caregivers that we needed. We survived, we survived, and they were doing their best. So now that we are grown up, we can't be blaming everybody else. We need to heal ourselves. And a big part of it is reparenting ourselves and not talking to ourselves the way our parents talk to us. And then going through things in our lives, like having a bag that is part of you and your identity, but you're more than that. So like being able to maybe have that love-hate relationship, but also how to turn it to more of a love-love relationship or a neutral relationship. Because this is something that affects you every day, but this is not something that affects the people around you every day. They see it, it's just something like interesting or curious, but then they go on with their lives. So like I often tell my clients, it's not what you say, it's the way you say it. Because if you say it in a way that is very scary and like a big deal, then you will scare other people in your life. But if you say in a way that they can understand and they can relate, then they won't be so scared, and then you will have a more positive outcome. So maybe even being able to rehearse these conversations with ChatGPT can be helpful. Like, okay, imagine you are ABC and ABC is this kind of person. Now I'm gonna tell ABC about the kind of sex that I want to have. Let's role play. So you can do this with ChatGPT.
Thanks for the
I
tip.
just want to remind our attendees that if you want to just speak, you are able to do so. Just raise your hand and I'll enable the microphone for you so you can ask your question. You don't have to really type it if you don't want to. Yeah, but of course you can type it in as well.
While we're waiting, I just wanted to thank you, Martha, for the wonderful talk. I think this whole area about how people feel and the body image, all this stuff is sort of eating away in the back of everyone's minds, I think, and just bringing it up and talking about it. And I love the way that you very open, talk about your own life, and you're actually modeling the connections that people need. Like if you want to be able to have those connections with your partner, that you have to be able to get past that. It's just closing down on everything and be open, and I appreciate you modeling that behavior in your talk, which is unusual and actually quite refreshing. So thanks very much.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, what's the point of being famous or successful if I cannot connect with the person in front of me? So I've always wanted to just be like a down-to-earth kind of practical person. So yeah, there's a question in the chat. Somebody from Japan asking whether there's any international or association or some sort I can find Japanese speaking therapists who specializes in body image issues and intimacy. I don't know any. I'm not so familiar with Japan, but I can look it up and get back to you. Do y'all
Thanks for the
know?
question. Martha will look it up. We at ASPOA will also do some research. If you can just drop us an email, then we can get back to you, right? In confidence, of course. Ronaldo, yes, all of us have spoken except you, so it's your turn now.
Okay. Hello, Martha. I'd like to thank you for the presentation. Just like Alan, I thought it would be a technical presentation with heavy words, but however, you were so very personal and down to earth. I just like to mention two things that I was able to pick up. Number one is mantra, and number two is self-worth. So let me work on that for my own improvement. Thank you, Martha.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ronaldo. We've had some new attendees who have joined us. So we will share the recording with you if you have registered once it is ready. And after that, after viewing the recording, if you have any more questions, please connect with us again. We are a resource. Please reach out. I would like also to ask our participants if you encounter any problems with the captions in your own language. You can just type in the chat whether it was okay or not okay. We can see if there are any problems because it's the first time we are doing it. I anticipate some problems. If it was successful, just say yes, it was okay. Okay, so it was good. Thank you. Great. We have a few more minutes. If there are no questions in the chat, does anyone want to speak up? Please let me know. I can unmute your mic for you. We'll have a few more minutes. Okay. Otherwise, I'll just call upon Martha to make some concluding remarks, and then hand it over to Alan as well to give his closing remarks, and then we'll call it a day. But just remember that the lines of communication are always open, so please drop us an email, and we will definitely get back to you. Martha first.
Okay, thank you everybody for being here, for still being here. Okay, I just want to share a little story. So my mom died of breast cancer. So when my mom had breast cancer, and then it was just the timing of it, then she retired. So when she retired, she kept going around telling people this, which is um um nobody wants to talk to you when you are nobody. Nobody wants to talk to you when you're nobody. And I saw how much my mom changed when she was no longer working and she was retired. So I told myself that is it true she's a nobody? Because because she's my mom. She is not a nobody to me. She is the most important woman in my life. But she was walking around feeling like she was a nobody. So at that time I was still young, I wasn't working. So I told myself if your identity is just all your work, then obviously you have no identity when you stop working. So you need to have an identity that's more than your work. So when I started working and then I became a counselor, being a counselor is very vulnerable because you're putting yourself on the line to be judged personally and professionally, especially a topic like sexuality. So I kept asking myself, who am I? Who am I if I'm not a sexologist? Who am I? Am I going to be okay if one day suddenly something happens, I lose my license, I cannot see clients anymore? Would I still be a nobody? Would I be a nobody like my mother? And that's how I work on having an identity that is more than my work. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is, like, what is your identity? Are you somebody who has a bag? Are you somebody who is a sister, a mother, a daughter? Are you a brother, a father, uncle, a friend, a lover? Like, we have so many identities, and we are all of it. So, like, being able to really take the space and explore all the different parts of us, and then recognizing like all these parts is me. I am more than this. I am more than that. I think that actually allows us to be healthier as we get older, because we can lose certain identities, but it's still okay because we are more than that. So having done that work, I feel like I have a very good self-identity. Maybe I still need to work on my self-worth, but I have a very good self-identity. And I'd like to encourage all of you to continue this journey with yourself. Okay, that's my closing remarks.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Martha. Alan?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Martha again. Great, really appreciated, Martha. Thank you. And thank everybody for participating. I think we have a range of people listening in who are from all over the region of the Southeast Asian region, which is great. And which is what we want to do, is bring people together and provide information throughout this region. Is what the ASPO is about. So appreciate you taking the time to come along. and keep an eye out for. We want to keep running this series of webinars, and in future, if you get notice of it, please pass it on to other people within your association or whatever, so we can distribute it. More people can take advantage of it in future. So thanks again, everybody, and Eliel, our organizer, and other panel members, and Martha. Thank you.
Right. So we have some comments in the chat box saying that this lecture is so insightful and inspiring, and thank you very much for the webinar. And yeah, we've affirmative comments in the chat box. And yeah, so it remains for me to thank Dr. Martha, Alan, Victoria, and Ronaldo for being on the panel, and of course, all of you for tuning in today. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and we'll see you at the next webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.